Welcome everyone, and in this video I will be explaining to you how you can lead a successful siege against your enemies. This is the first part of a two-part series. In the second video I'll talk about how you can defend against your opponent's sieges. Firstly, I will tell you some things you might want to bring in preparation for your siege. Presuming you are alive and ruling in the ancient world, some of the best siege weapons you can prepare for your army include battering rams and onagers. Onagers are, well, they're very different, but they're the kind of fundamentally the same idea as the later trebuchets, insofar as it's just throwing a large stone at your opponent's walls in order to crush them. So that's just in case you didn't know what onagers were. Siege ladders and towers can also be good, but are not as good at creating openings in fortifications like onagers especially are. If you have identified that the city or fortification you are going to be besieging has especially good fortifications, then obviously you'll need to bring a very large army and suitable logistics. And so always bear in mind the length of time you believe a siege will take. To figure this out, send light cavalry ahead of your army in order to get some sort of a measure of how difficult your opponent's fortifications are going to be to seize. Secondly, I'll talk about some strategies you can use to take a fortress or walled city. One method of doing this is by attempting to starve the besieged forces out of their city or fortress. This is best used if you are confident that you have almost unlimited time, as you know that the enemy will not send a relief force, or you are very confident that you can actually beat whatever elite force they might send. But the method with this strategy is simple. Surround the city with your forces, stop anyone going in or out of the city, and wait for everyone inside to decide they have had enough and surrender. There are two methods that you can use to make their surrender more quick. Either get a reputation from your other sieges and battles as a kind commander who lets everyone off on generous terms, making your enemies see it as a better option to surrender quickly and get nice terms, rather than facing months or perhaps years of slow starvation. Then there's the brutal method. You basically do the opposite of everything in the first method. You get a reputation as the most bloody, evil, and horrible commander that you can from other sieges and battles, and make your opponents surrender to you out of complete fear. However, this might backfire and make the enemy resist your evil actions more strongly, like how it would work out a very long time after the time period we're discussing, during Königsmarck's siege of Prague during the 30 Years' War, which you can research more about elsewhere, as I don't have time to cover it in this video, although that siege might get a video of its own later. If you need to take fortifications quickly, a second way that you can make your enemy surrender is by running assaults on their positions. The tactic is simple. You could optionally start by waiting for them to be weakened by lack of food from your siege, then attack when they're slightly tired. In a siege, you generally outnumber your opponent vastly, so once you've created a breach, send one part of your army in, retreat after your soldiers are tired, and send in a new group. This will allow you to attack and put pressure on your opponents relentlessly, and wear your enemy down at a rapid rate. If you take the city quickly, that's good, as you'll get a really quick victory. But even if your assaults don't work directly in immediately seizing the city, the constant wear of fighting will make your opponents more likely to surrender quickly to you. A third way you can win a siege is by trickery. Bribing someone inside of the city or arranging a deal where they betray the city to you. You can either do that or send someone in overnight to open the gates for your army. This, however, can be an unpredictable move, as there are many reasons why it may completely fail for you, but it's often worth a try if you don't know how else to take a city, or if you want to attempt to take a fortress or city with rapid pace to gain a great surprise on your opponent. Anyways, this has been my video on how to win a siege whilst attacking. In my next video, I will guide you on the defense, and after that I might go into more detail, as I understand that this is only a basic overview of sieges, missing some details. That video will be coming out very soon. For now, valete et ave SPQR.